Hi, everybody. Welcome once again to my podcast because my name is Frankie Avalon.
And I'm Ryan O'Quinn.
And I'm Randall Kleiser.
There we go.
Yeah, boy, do we have a good show today. I am
show.
so excited, Ryan, to be here with my friend here who is so talented, but the nicest guy, probably the nicest director I've ever worked with.
Wow.
With a picture called The World Knows.
Grease.
Grease is the word.
Yeah. Guys,
there
this is the Grease episode. I have to tell you, when we started putting this show together and we started coming up with the idea for the Frankie Avalon podcast, not even kidding you, the very first thing we said was we have to focus on a Grease episode.
Great.
And he said, I wonder if I could get Randall Kleiser. Cut to a little bit later, and you're sitting across from us.
That's
a couple of Philly boys, by the way.
Yep.
Pennsylvania. He's out a nice area there. I'm from the south of Philadelphia.
South Philadelphia.
West
Yes,
Philadelphia.
yes.
But we're two Philadelphians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two Philadelphians right here in my midst. I'm sitting with Hollywood royalty, and I want to jump into these books in a little bit as well, and talk about the Grease book, and talk about your new book that's coming out, the Drawing Director's book. But I mean, we can't kickstart the Grease episode without talking about how in the world this all came about.
Well, first of all, let me say this about Randall and what he's been associated with and did to the world. It is probably the most important picture that I've ever done, and I've done about 30, 40 films. I don't know what it is. But Grease is the word. Grease, the picture Grease, is all over this world. And Randall, you made it happen. And tell us about, because people want to know, how did this start for you, the director?
Well, after I got out of USC Film School, I started directing TV, and one of the movies that I did, a TV movie called The Boy in the Plastic Bubble, which was John Travolta's very first time playing a leading role. And so we got along real well. And when Paramount saw The Boy in the Plastic Bubble, they wanted to sign him for a 3-picture deal. And he said, I'd like Randall to direct one of the movies. So that's how it happened. First, I was going to be doing Saturday Night Fever, and then they switched me over to Grease.
All
So
right.
that's how it happened.
Which was a Broadway show.
Big
at the
Broadway
time.
show,
Yep.
yeah. So I had not seen it, but Alan Carr, the producer, flew me to Chicago for a bus and truck show, you know, and I saw it, and I sat there and I tried to figure out how do we shoot this. And some of the songs I could see, and others didn't make sense. I mean, I couldn't figure out how to shoot them. And then we rewrote some of the songs, and the funny thing is that they became hits, and then they put them back into the play. So they
So what you did on screen made it back
into the play, yeah.
Back to the play.
Yeah, right.
Randall, I often wondered, you hear about these pictures that are being made today, 300 million, 400 million, 500 million, whatever. What was the cost of Grease?
Grease was $6 million.
$6 million. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And all that production, and how many days?
I think it was 52 days.
52 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I had a wonderful collaborators, Pat Birch, who did the Broadway choreography, and I had the cinematographer of Jaws, Bill Butler, and just surrounded by really, really good people. So it was.
Well, it is one of the highest musicals. Grossing musicals of all time, right?
Yeah, and a lot of the things that made it easy for me was that a lot of the actors that we had done the Broadway show, so they knew where all the laughs were. They knew how to play it because they had done it over and over and over again. So for me, that made it really easy to know, how to pace the picture because they knew more than I did about how it played.
So Travolta was the number one, of course, and he was in straight away. How did Olivia come into the picture?
Well, John and I both wanted Olivia, and so we just went after her. And she at first had done a movie that didn't work out so well in London, a musical called Tomorrow, and it was a flop. And she didn't want to ruin her music career by doing another flop, so she asked to have a screen test. And so we did the drive-in scene with her as a test. And it's the first time I ever heard of an actress asking for a test rather than the studio asking for a test.
Yeah, that is different, yeah.
So she saw the test, and she also was worried about looking maybe too old next to John because she was 28 and he was 23. But they look great together.
Oh, wow, what a combination.
Yeah.
It's just great, yeah. Now, Randall, we go back, Ryan, many, many, many years ago.
Yes.
I was doing a picture called Fireball 500.
Yes.
Now, Take it from there.
Well, I grew up in the East Coast, as we talked about, and when I saw the Beach Party movies with you, I decided that's where I want to be, not in Philadelphia. I wanted to be out in California, dancing on the beach and having fun and music and all that. And so I did come out to USC to go to film school, and then I started working as an extra to get money for my student films. And one of the movies that I was so happy to be in a Beach Party movie, which was kind of like what that was. It was the same cast and everything.
Right.
And so I was in the background of every single shot. I couldn't wait to be in it. And I brought some photos that you can use if you want to show that. But
You found the lens.
I did find it's very funny when you see these pictures. They're like everywhere in the background there. And the operator Floyd Crosby said,
Right.
"That kid, he's in every shot. Get him out of there."
And by the way, Floyd Crosby, he won the Academy Award.
Oh, really?
Did you didn't know that?
Not for Beach Party.
No. But he won for High Noon with Gary Cooper. Yeah. We had good people too.
Yeah.
So you were an extra there.
That's right. And then, years and years later, when I was asked to do Grease, the part of the teen angel seemed like it was perfect for you. So I said, let's get Frankie. And then it was so exciting to be on that stage at Paramount when we shot that scene, knowing that 10 years earlier I was peeking over your shoulder.
Right, that's something. Wow.
Well, apparently, according to you, it wasn't that simple. To say I wanted Frankie, you had some reservations.
Right. No. I'm sure. I mean, I've heard many. Presley was considered, wasn't he?
Yeah, before I was involved. Yeah.
Before you were involved. Yeah. All right. So at that time, what happened was, Randall, I don't know if you know this or not. My manager at the time was Dick Link, and he was in partners with Andy Griffith, the Andy Griffith Show, and all that other stuff. And I was playing golf at Lakeside Country Club, and I came off number 9, and he had a script in his arm. He said, "They want you to do this picture." I said, "What is it?" He said, "It's Grease." I said, "What character?" He said, "Teen Angel." I said, "Pass." He said, "What?" I said, "No, I don't want to do it." He's okay. So I go play 9 holes, 18 holes. I come back in again, and he says, "They won't take no. They would like to have you at a meeting." So I come in with you guys, right? And Alan Carr and Patty Birch.
Right.
And, of course, Randall Kleiser, the director. And they said, "Why don't you want to do this?" I said, "I saw the play," because I was playing the Copacabana in New York. And I went to see the play. And the character was Presley. It was long sideburns, all in black.
Right.
And all the, kind of gyrations, whatever. Sure. And the conversation went, that I recall, why, I said, because I'm not Presley. I don't do that. And I got my own style. And you said, with Patty, and then, we'll change it.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
Sure.
Is that how you got it to be all in white and all this stuff?
Yeah, well, we wanted to have it like a fantasy moment for Frenchie. She's in the Frosty Palace, and she imagines you. Originally, in the book, you'll see that I wanted to have you coming out of a jukebox.
Oh.
I drew a little picture of that. And so she's looking at the jukebox and she sees you in there and comes out. But then we switched it to coming out of the
sky, the heavens. Yeah.
And that was one of the first times that CGI was used in a movie.
Wow.
When you appear, with that all that.
Oh yeah.
That was the first CGI in the film, I believe.
Wow. That was really great. And do you remember the story about what after we were after the rehearsals and we were shooting now? Take us 2 days, Randall, to shoot that 5-minute scene, that song.
Oh. Was it on a sound stage at Paramount?
Oh yeah. How high up was I?
Yeah, that must be 40 feet, I guess.
Okay.
But the guys were even higher. They were hanging on the strings up above.
Yeah, right.
But anyhow.
Now, I'm up there, and I'm rehearsing, and I have like a little podium thing here with a thing that came up so I could hold on for rehearsals.
Right.
And then kind of walk down. I went to you, if you remember, I said, "Randall, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I don't like the heights. My legs are shaking."
It was cement below, too.
Right, cement. Yeah. I said, I'm scared, and I'm shaking because Teen Angel's got to be the guy who's in the angel. He's got to be cool. And all this
right.
And you said, "Hold on, I'll fix it." So what did you do?
We got some, I told the prop guys, get some, I don't know what they were, some kind of mattresses.
Mattresses,
Yeah. So if you fell, you'd bounce.
So I would be sleeping. I would at least fall and sleep.
40-foot fall
Yeah.
onto a little mattress, you'd be fine.
But isn't that something? And,
Yeah.
and Randall, I'll tell you, after the picture comes out, and I remember saying to you, before we shot it, I said, Randall, the one thing, I don't want to be a joke in this picture.
Right.
And you said, no, I'll take care of it. I'll handle it. And you did.
Mm-hmm.
And when the picture was reviewed in Hawaii,
Yeah.
were you there?
Yeah, that was the not the premiere. It was the preview.
Preview.
Yeah, right.
There was a writer, what was her name, that came out and reviewed.
I'm not sure.
Well, very important
Yeah.
writer of reviews. And in her review, she said, and when Frankie Avalon comes on the screen, the audience went crazy. And and I've got that on my wall. And when Frankie Avalon left, the audience applauded.
Yay!
So you did it for me.
Yeah.
That was
Well,
great.
now
Yeah.
at the Hollywood Bowl, when you come on, everybody in the audience has bubbles, and they blow them, and the whole.
Is that right?
Yes.
I got to do that. And Randall, okay, we're talking about Grease, but there are other features that you've done that this audience knows because they were so successful and so good. Mention some of the films that you.
Well, The Blue Lagoon with Brooke Shields was one, and White Fang with Ethan Hawke, Big Top Pee-wee with Paul Rubens.
Oh, Paul Rubens, Pee-wee's
and,
Big Top, wow.
Honey, I Blew Up the Kid with Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
Lots of movies.
From a kid from Philadelphia who wants to go to school here. And who was your mentor?
Nina Foch was my mentor. She was an actress who was in this Ten Commandments and Spartacus and Executive Suite, a lot of movies. And she studied with Stella Adler and Lee Strasberg.
She became a coach, did she?
She became a teacher at USC of filmmakers, and she taught many, many directors. And
Wow.
so she became my mentor, and I just learned everything from her. And we actually, with my roommate George Lucas, he
was your roommate?
My roommate, yes. He and I put together her course, which is now on Amazon Prime, the Nina Foch course for filmmakers and actors, and anybody who's interested in learning about that can go to that course and learn. What
Now,
we all learned.
was your track, like when you got to USC, was your track to be on camera? Were you in the acting track? Or
I wanted to be a director, but I was an actor in George Lucas's first student film called Freiheit, which is on YouTube. And when we were, we were both like in our teens, and so I would act in other people's movies, but basically I wanted to be a director.
Wow.
And someone else, because this book here, which I want to show everybody out there, it's called Grease, and of course it's all about what Randall did in this picture, which was the most important thing. But there's someone else that really helped you out too, that we were just talking about before we were talking to the show here, was Jerry Lewis.
Jerry Lewis, yes. He taught at USC, he taught directing, and we all thought it would just be a big joke, But when he showed up and started teaching, he had, as an actor, had always paid attention to what everybody did on the crew. And he learned how to thread a Mitchell camera. He knew how to work a Nagra. He knew about comedy, of course. And so he was teaching us all kinds of stuff about choices of lenses and technical stuff, as staging and everything. He was a really good teacher. And so years later, when I did Grease, I in the drive-in scene, I put one little clip of him up on the screen. And when I interviewed him for the Directors Guild Visual History, our visual history videos, I asked him if he saw Grease, and he said, "Yeah, I ordered it up," and he said, "You did okay."
That was his comment.
You did good, kid. No, you did good, kid.
You
that
did
was
good,
what he said,
good
yes.
kid.
Yeah.
But here, this is what I'm talking about, and here's just a couple. I don't know if you can see it, but just kind of get the feeling of what this is. Here is with Jerry Lewis, Randall. But this book is absolutely amazing, and Randall, I'm so proud of this. I'm so proud that you did this to show the world, really, what it is to be a director and how to direct and what he did. He's taken this book here And he's got scenes in here where, in his own handwriting, he's changed his lines. He takes this out, he has drawings that he
Storyboards,
did.
yeah.
And this book, and it's got so many wonderful pictures of
That's
all
great.
of us
That's
in
a
the
great
scenes that we did. Look, it's very difficult for me to show you what this book is. If you get a chance, where can they get this book?
Amazon, I think, has it, but I think they're running out of copies now. You know,
You got to do another edit.
there's like a Kindle version that you can see.
Yeah.
It's
I
called
don't-
Grease, the Director's Notebook.
I don't know if the hard copies are available anymore because they've sold out. Maybe.
Well, it's just great. I mean, it's the only time I've ever seen anybody. When I worked with, I did a picture called "Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea" with Irwin Allen.
Yeah.
First day when I went in, I saw drawings on the cardboards. You know,
Yeah.
what this scene is, what that scene is, and amazing. So I'm sure when you did this, you saw other guys do that,
Oh, yeah.
and that's something else. Let me say that.
Oh yeah, this is my book.
This is Drawing Directors Randall Kleiser. Explain this.
Well, since I'm around a lot of directors at Q&As or parties, or I was on the Western Directors Council, I was around them a lot, and I learned in art school, I learned how to do this thing called blind contour drawing, where you put your pen on the paper and your eye on the subject and you move them at the same time. So I was able to draw all these directors without them realizing that I was drawing them. It takes about 20 drawings to get one that works, because usually you have an eye where an ear should be or something. But and then I wrote about each one. So
this is so interesting too. Is it just like Paul Mazursky, as a matter of fact? Now, and then you did a drawing of him.
Yes.
Now this one page here, Randall,
I
is
read
that
about him.
about what he did?
about
is it just one page?
Yeah, one page for each director.
For
It's-
each guy. Wow,
Yeah.
what an interesting book this
Yeah,
is.
this is fun. Yeah.
You're terrific. Wow.
What a mind, though. From obviously visual art, which is different from the medium of video, but early on, but going back to the Philadelphia days, to the Pennsylvania days, what was your childhood like, and did you have supportive parents when you said, "I'm going 3,000 miles away and do something
my
that
parents were the
mom and
greatest.
dad were not"?
They were terrific. I made little 8mm films, and I made animated cartoons, and they would act, and my parents would act in it, and my brothers, I'd use all my classmates to do films and stuff. So I was obsessed with.
Was that like a little 8mm?
Yeah, 8mm, right. And cutting them with, actually cutting the film and taping it together.
Piecing
and
them
stuff
together,
like that,
yeah.
Which it's so easy now with video. But back then it was really hard and very expensive for a kid, because you had to buy the film, you had to have it developed, and then you had to do all this,
The editors.
Editing was, really hard, really hard.
Yeah.
So, but going to USC was a big step, and I really wanted to go there. And at that time, it was not popular to be a film student, back in '64 when I arrived. And same semester that George Lucas came down from Modesto. But we were thought of as, on the campus as like slouches, like people who were just going to movies and
if you can't do anything else, we'll just
basket weaving,
make a movie.
kind of like studying that.
Gosh.
So the girls were not interested in film students, because they were like lowlifes on the campus.
Did you have to audition to get into that class?
No. I just sent in some of my student films, and
So they saw some of your
that,
work as a kid. I see.
right.
So they saw the talent. is what they
I
did,
guess so. Yeah.
And you've seen the transition from like you said, from shooting on film and literally the splicing and the cutting to now,
Wow. Yes.
offline editing and the
And
digital
AI too. Wow.
Right.
AI is like wow.
What are your thoughts on the
It's
new
just
technology?
it's shocking what it can do. All the stuff that is so hard for all of us to do up until now can be done like that.
Wow.
With just a prompt. And I don't know where it's going, but there are great tools that directors can use. And every year I put on this thing called Digital Day at the Directors Guild, where we show all the members the new tools. And this year we were talking about AI and how you can, if you show up on a day to shoot and it's sunny and you want it to be overcast, you can do it like that.
Wow.
Or vice versa. If it's overcast and you want it to be sunny, you can just tell the AI, make it sunny or make it rainy. And it looks real, and it happens instantly.
Isn't that so?
Things like that are really good tools. But then, of course, it can get out of hand, too. You know,
it's got to be controlled.
Yes.
Yeah,
You have to harness the hurricane.
Yeah.
And I would suggest that we're always going to need human input, right? I mean,
I hope.
A lot of what recent guilds and unions are debating over is the input and who's the author of this. You can prompt nowadays and have it spit out a script, and so there's.
Yeah, but with all this new technology and everything, it'll go on and on and on. It'll be different. It'll be changed. There'll be different changes. But you know what? It will always come back to what you've done.
Right.
It's just like music. It's just like when I recorded. We were on vinyl. And, of course, now then it went into cassettes, and then it went into all these different kinds of ways to listen to music and all that stuff. And now vinyl is back in again.
Yeah.
They want the original. That's what it was. Everything will always come back.
And people love live theater now, too, or live concerts, rather than recorded stuff.
Oh, I'll tell you, Randall, we saw Ryan. You got to tell him maybe about what we saw that you have in the theater here in the studio. One of those where there's a concert and it goes out to millions of people.
Oh, right, yeah. It's the AR and the VR. We can wear a headset and the artist.
Did you see that?
I've worked with the VR. Yeah,
artists can be wearing motion capture suits, and people from around the world can wear goggles or VR goggles and be on the stage, talk to them.
Isn't that something?
That's really great.
All right.
I mean, we've come a long way.
Progress.
Yes.
So many things.
Okay.
I did a picture a few years ago with Christopher Atkins.
Oh, what was that?
Yeah, it's a horror movie that we shot up in Seattle, and so we got to talk about the Blue Lagoon.
Oh, sure.
And, yeah.
He was a sailing instructor, and we were trying to find a tall guy to play opposite Brooke Shields because
she have to be tall.
Yeah, she was tall, and that's how he got the part, because he was tall. And but he did a good audition. Yeah, he was a nice kid, very nice kid.
Great. And just so you know, he's fishing and loving life on the East Coast right now. So he's doing very
He's
well.
a grandfather now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a grandfather?
Yes.
I'm going to be a great-grandfather.
Wow. How many kids do you have?
I have 8.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, there's nothing to it.
He has a saint of a wife. We know this.
I guess you must be.
What an incredible story. How you guys connected, and you're still working, and you've got a I don't know how much you can say about another project that's out in the country.
I better not say too much, because you never know. But I have a movie that I'm really crossing my fingers. Probably the best thing I'll ever do.
Wow, that's good.
It's
well, if you're really that passionate about it, I'm sure it'll happen.
I hope so. Yeah.
Well, Rand, I want to thank you, Ryan.
Thank you so much.
Much for coming here to have a conversation with me.
Great honor to be with you.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. And Ryan, you're the best. Until we meet again, may I say to the audience that's listening or watching, one little slogan that I say: if you ever run into someone who isn't wearing a smile, just give them yours. And the whole world smiles with you. Bye.